Hi guys, my favorite video that I've ever done on this channel is the one titled "Watch This If You're Sad and Lonely in College." Lonely and sad, sad and lonely, I don't remember, but it's the one about my college experience and how it was kind of lonely and not the best experience of my life mental health wise. I'm so glad I posted that video. I'm pretty sure I almost didn't even want to post it, but I'm so glad that I did because even now, I forget how long ago I posted that, maybe like 6 months ago, I don't know, I don't remember, but I still get comments to this day, like just like long ass like essay comments of people sharing their experiences with me, and I love getting those comments. Of course, it's sad to learn about other people's experience, and it breaks my heart that so many of us went through this like horrible thing, but at the same time it makes me feel so good that I was able to maybe help these people in like a tiny way by making them feel less alone in their experience. And it's so interesting that so many experiences match with mine, and that we're all able to talk about it in one little place. I don't know, I think that's healthy. I think that's good to get our feelings out like that. Anytime I think about just deleting this whole channel, I just think of that one video and how many comments I got and how many people it helped. One of the only reasons that I'm like not deleting this channel. And because I have a really awesome best friend that always like hypes me up about this channel and keeps me motivated, because like, what am I doing sometimes, honestly? I guess I wanted to make somewhat of a part 2 to that video, just talking about kind of like how I've been dealing with things like since all of that happened. And if you haven't watched that video, I can like link it somewhere, put it in like the video somewhere. If you don't want to go watch it, it's just a video of me talking about like how I didn't really make friends in college and I ended up being really lonely, and it ended up like getting to my head, and I just like went down this spiral of bad habits and bad mental health and just kind of ended up at like a very rock bottom point. There were a lot of things in that video that I didn't even mention at all, like I didn't even talk about, just because I wanted to keep it from being like a 3-hour video. Like I definitely simplified a lot of things in that video, but I don't know, I don't even think I really need to discuss those things. Like you get what happened. Like it was a bad experience, basically. I just kind of wanted to hop on here and kind of give like an update, I guess. I mean, I kind of forget where I left that video off, but I think I just said like things are much better for me now than they were when I was in college, and I'm happy that I, you know, like pushed through it and didn't do anything drastic that would end with me not being here today. So that whole experience of me in college kind of left me with this belief that I am kind of like separate from others. Like there's me and then there's them. It's me against everyone, because I felt so different from everyone that I came across during my time in college, who were, you know, supposed to be people that were like me. Like I was supposed to be getting along with everyone, or I was supposed to, you know, like I felt like I should have been. You know, they were all like my age group, and I felt really different from everyone that I met, and I never found like my group, you know, like I never found a squad of people that were like me. So I just kind of always felt so different and so alone, and it led to kind of this almost like toxic belief separation between me and everyone else. Like I felt like, yeah, there's me and there's them, like I'm not like them. That's a really funny thing to think, because now I'm kind of in a normal situation in life. Like not super normal, like I don't have the most conventional life, but at the same time, like I'm in a heterosexual relationship and I live with my partner. That's like a really normal thing. Like I see tons of people like in that similar situation and who can relate to that and who speak about that on the internet, and like I kind of just fell into this situation of like being a normal person after I met my boyfriend when I was in my last year of college, and then I was just like thrown into this kind of like normal situation of like having to be a member of society, and it just feels like ever since college I've been like just working on trying to convince myself that I am in fact a normal person, but there's still something deep inside me that's like feels really different. I don't know if this is making any sense. Should I even post this video? This is just like a ramble. I don't have a therapist right now, so this is all I have. Well, first of all, when I was going through college, before I met my boyfriend, I never ever thought I would be in a relationship with another person. Like, I thought I was in this world alone. Like, I was always gonna be by myself in like everything I ever did. I got into this routine. I would go out and do things by myself. I would go to movies by myself. I would go to concerts by myself. I would just like really be independent and be my own friend, my own like life partner. Like, I never saw myself ending up in like this like normal situation, if that makes sense. And like, I don't like talk about this a lot because it's like a weird thing to explain to people, but I just feel like I'm pretending to be something that I'm not, and that's not true because I'm a human just like everyone else. Like, there's nothing that makes me so special and different. I have the same instincts, I have the same, you know what I mean? Like, we're all really not that different from each other at the end of the day. I don't know, I just always saw myself as like this like lone wolf who just like couldn't and would never connect with everyone else. Basically, it's just kind of bizarre to be in this position of like trying to live a life that's not like weird. I don't know how to describe this. I think what I'm trying to say is that like I'm trying to live a life without crippling mental illness because I'm so used to living with those like really dark thoughts and those like really dark ideas always in my head. I just like kind of adapted, and that kind of became like how I see myself, like how I see my personality and like myself in general. I see it connected to that mental illness, and I know that's not good. I know people say like you need to learn to like separate your identity from your mental illness because that's the only way you're gonna get better. I still struggle with that quite a bit. I still feel like that's the true me. Like, the true me is the sad me, the crazy me, the like suicidal me that's just like going to like skateboard through the park by myself and just like and just like stop and sit by the river by myself because nothing matters, and nihilism and just like everything like that, and just like not thinking I had a future. I still like really identify as that person, and I'm having trouble like breaking through that and being like, well, maybe I could be something else. I still have a lot of work to do is what I'm saying. I'm so much happier now. Sorry, I'm eating goldfish. They're like getting in my teeth. I'm so much happier now, and I've pretty much ditched like all of the bad habits. Well, not all of them, but like physically all of the bad habits that I had in college, I've pretty much let go of. Of course, I still have like mental bad habits, like bad thinking habits, definitely, but in terms of like things that you can actually see, I've pretty much like ditched those habits, right? And I am happier, but I'm trying to like convince myself that that's me, like that this is me right now, like I'm supposed to be this way. My old self, I guess, is just constantly like in there being like,
hello, don't forget about your true self.
The like crazy suicidal, sad, depressed self. It's weird. It's definitely weird. You know what else is weird? It's snowing right now, and it's April, but I guess that's just how it be in the Midwest. When I was in that like dark place, I never really like pictured a future for myself, but one therapist asked me at some point, like, what's your end goal here? Like, some people see themselves with like married with kids and like a house they bought, but like what do you see? And I was like, I don't know, I see like me just living kind of on the outskirts of society, maybe with some cats, like pretty much away from any human contact at all. Like I literally didn't want to be in a place where I could like ever contact anyone. I wanted to like live, if you've seen Breaking Bad and you see like where Walt lives when he changes his identity, how he's like all out there in like a cabin in the snow and he's not supposed to leave his property for risk of being seen, obviously. That's like that was like goals to me, like that was like what I wanted. I was like, as long as I can have my own space and like I'll just have my journals and I'll have my books and I'll just read and write all the time and I'll never talk to anyone ever, I'll never open my mouth, I'll never use my voice. that was goals to me. And that's so funny because like clearly humans need contact. Like philosophers have talked about this and analyzed this. Like humans need interaction because if you don't have someone like interacting with you and giving you feedback and like matching you or opposing you or whatever it is, you like lose a sense of who you are. Like you lose yourself. You can't tell. You kind of lose. This is why people lose their mind in like solitary confinement in jail. There's like tons of research on that. You start to go crazy if you're completely by yourself and you have no one to like bounce ideas off of. You have no one to like basically validate you as a real living human being. This is getting kind of deep. When I started making this video, I had no idea where this was gonna go. I don't have notes or anything. I'm literally just completely rambling right now. I don't even know what I'm gonna call this video. Humans are social creatures basically, and I've been running from that my whole life. I don't really have any friends. Like I mean, I have a best friend across the country. I have a boyfriend, obviously, we live together. That's kind of like my main social contact. This quarantine thing, this social isolation thing, is just how I've been living my life. Like nothing's very different for me. And yeah, I don't know what the point of saying that is, but like maybe I need to change some things when this is all over. Try to like actually make connections with people. Maybe I need to stop like thinking in the back of my mind that I would be better off in a cabin in the woods away from the rest of society, even though that still kind of sounds like the dream to me. But I need to like get it together and like maybe try to rewire the way my brain thinks about these things. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much all that I have to say about that. If you can relate to this, please leave me a comment. This is what, see, okay, I love comments so much because I love getting feedback, I love validation or even opposition. Like I just need to know that I'm being heard, you know what I mean? That just proves my point more, that like we need human contact. So yeah, shout out to all the loners out there. Maybe you can relate to this. Tell me your experience with maybe like trying to interact with people more. I'm gonna hopefully be doing more mental health videos on this channel because I just feel the best after I make those kind of videos. I feel like I'm actually like doing something rather than just like, I don't know. What's the point? All right. I will see you guys later. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're coping well with this whole thing that's going down in the world. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Bye.